Hello folks, welcome to Jessica in Wisconsin. So today, one of the recipes that I will be sharing with you is called tepache. Tepache in Spanish means something like pineapple, fermented pineapple. It's gonna be a little beery, it's gonna be a little winery. So I just hope that you guys like this recipe. All of the ingredients for my tepache are going to be right here on the side, as usual. And I hope you enjoy this recipe. Thank you for watching Jessica in Wisconsin. And remember, if you guys like these videos, go ahead and do a like if you don't mind. And also subscribe to our channel right down in the bottom, okay? Thank you so much. Okay, folks, so here we are making our tepache. For my tepache, I will be using one pineapple and I will be using one of these containers. So this container happens to be 2 gallons of water, folks. One pineapple, you are going to be using that 2 gallons container. Also, I will be using a little bit of ginger. I will be using a little bit of piloncillo. Piloncillo this is real Mexican stuff, which is basically brown sugar. But you can get brown sugar too if you wanted to. That's fine. We also are going to be using cinnamon sticks. So I'm going to be using 2 of those. I will be using a little bit of peppercorn. I will be using a few cloves as well. And this is all of the ingredients that are going to be fermenting our tepache today, folks. So I hope you guys like this recipe. We are going to let it ferment for 3 days. So just to give a heads up. And this is our tepache's recipe ingredients. Okay, folks. So the first thing that you want to do, make sure that your pineapple is really nice and clean, because all of this is going to be going to your container. So make sure that it's really washed and clean. That is the first thing that you want to do, okay, folks? Thing that you want to do, you want to make sure to cut the end of the pineapple. You are not going to need a piece at all. And make sure that, just like I said, that everything is really nice and clean. As you can see, this pineapple is not that big. It is a medium size, but we're gonna use every single thing out of the pineapple, just to give you a heads up, folks. It's really washed. What you wanna do is go ahead and cut the end of the pineapple, because if you notice, the end of the pineapple probably is not gonna be good for you guys. And it has been exposed to a lot of elements, so let's go ahead and cut that out. Next thing you want to do is cut it in half like I'm doing now. And if you notice, my pineapple is pretty nice and already very well done. The next thing you want to do is cut it like in 4. And lastly, what I'm going to be doing, I will be cutting it like in little pieces, just like that. Just remember, the whole pineapple is going to go to your pot. Or to your jar, I should say, not the pot, but the jar. Some people in Mexico like to put that in clay, which is actually the traditional way. We're going to go ahead and do it in jars. There you go. That's what's going to go inside the pot. I mean the jar, I'm sorry. Next thing that we want to do, obviously you need to make sure that your jars are really washed. We are going to be putting the piloncillo / panocha into your containers. So I'm going to put a little bit of water. They need to disintegrate. This smells so good already. So that is what I'm going to do. There you are. I want to put a little bit of water in there. Just remember, we need to make sure that all of the piloncillo / panocha is disintegrated. So that's what you want to do, okay? Using this Mexican technique. This item, this utensil I purchased at a Mexican store. I don't know what is it called, but I'm going to try to smash the piloncillo. Make sure that it's nice and soft so it's not hardened. So that's what you want to do, see? You can also use a spoon if you wanted to. There you go, it's coming up really good. Yes, the next thing you want to do, you want to go ahead and put your ginger. As you know, I'm making 2 recipes. And then what you want to do, you want to put the pineapple. So 1 pineapple is going to be for 1 container. It smells already really good, people. So this is going to be fermenting for 3 days at least, just to give a heads up. The pineapple is really ripe. Just wanted to give a heads up. It smells really fresh. It smells good. I'm going to be using 1 stick of cinnamon for my tepache. And this is a way I'm going to make it into little pieces. So that's what you want to do. 1 stick of cinnamon. 12 peppercorn, which is what I'm going to do now. So 12 peppercorn for your tepache. 6 cloves. So 2, 4, 6 cloves for my tepache. We got all of the ingredients. We're going to make sure to have enough water for our recipe. It smells so good, people, already. It smells really good. Okay, folks. So once the tepache ingredients are in the jar, one of the things and one of the reasons I like using this jar is because you can just grab it, go up and down, make sure everything is really mixing together. You can see the brown sugar is already all mixed together. All of the ingredients are really mixing together, see? It even changed color. Now this baby is ready to be sat for 3 days down in my basement. We'll come back in 3 days. So our tepache, it has been 3 days that it has been fermenting down in the basement. If you guys don't have a basement, that is okay. That is totally fine. You can put them in a dark place. If you notice, I put a little plastic on top of the jar just to make sure that it's going to be maintaining all of those flavors and it's going to be fermenting okay. If you notice, it has a little bit of foam. That little bit of foam means that it's fermenting really well. So just like I said, it has been 3 days, 3 full days. So I'm going to give it a shot and taste it and see how it is. Just to give you a heads up. Tepache is totally fine. It tastes so good. It is absolutely good. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get a pot, a pitcher, and I'm going to get a strainer so I can start separating the pineapple and separating all of the ingredients for my tepache into my pot. Just FYI, that is my next step. Because I am not going to be able to finish all of my tepache, I'm going to get a jar. This is like a beer jar. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in there just to give you a heads up, folks. You want to make sure that give them enough space. Once all of the tepache is inside your jar, you want to have enough space for the tepache to be able to breathe. Otherwise, it's going to explode. You want to have enough air because it's going to expand. So this is the way I do it. I cut a little piece of plastic. I'm going to put a plastic on top of my bottle. And you can see the little bit of foam in the jar. So the whole process to make tepache, it took about 1 week. I started doing this a week ago. I fermented the pineapple and brown sugar for about 3.5 days. Then I drained it. Then I put it into my jar, so it's nice and cold now in my fridge. I sealed it really good, as you can see, and now it's time to try. So let's see how this is gonna be. And you can see it's a little foamy, so that's normal. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit in a clear glass before I put some ice to it, just to see how it is. As you can see, it's nice and brown. This is a real tepache. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. Thank you for watching. Jessica in Wisconsin. All of the ingredients for this recipe happen to be right here. It is very simple. It is not difficult at all. And I really hope that you guys like this recipe. It's called tepache. This recipe is from Querétaro, and it is delicious. It's time to put a little bit of ice. So good. Thank you for watching Jessica in Wisconsin. Subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time.